2nd November to 7th November 2020. I extend my warm welcome to all the participants and dignitaries present here. Before starting the program, we will take the blessings of Goddess Saraswati by playing the Saraswati Vandana. In November to 7th November 2020. I extend my warm welcome to all the participants and dignitaries present here. Before starting the program, we will take the blessings of Goddess Saraswati by playing the Saraswati Vandana. By playing the Saraswati Vandana.
कुन्देन्दु तुषार हार धवला वस्त्रामृता या वीणाभरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतं शङ्करं प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
The Sage Group is a parent firm of various companies such as Agarwal Construction Company, Saga Group of Institutions, which includes 5 colleges and 2 schools, Sage University situated in Indore and Bhopal, and Agarwal Power Private Limited. The Sage puts the foundation of its first educational institution, SIRT, in 2003. SIRT offers over 50 courses. Later to that, the Sage added more feathers to its cap and introduced more colleges such as SIRT-S, SIRT-E, SIRT Pharmacy, and SIRT-S Pharmacy. The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. So in 2017, Sage University was established in Indore. And now, Sage University is also established in Bhopal. With the aim to provide world-class education, Sage International Schools were opened with its 2 branches at Bhopal in 2018 and 2019. Now we will play our Sage Group video, which will show highlights of all the verticals of our Sage Group. आपको भी नहीं होगी। Now I request coordinator of this program and HOD EC department, Dr. Jyoti Jain ma'am, to give her welcome speech.
ज्योति मैडम अनम्यूट करो.
Okay, thanks Navneet madam. Good morning everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome you all on behalf of EC department SIRT. Let me introduce the today's topic of the STTP. This is computational techniques. The development of fast, efficient, and inexpensive computers has been significantly increased the range of engineering problem solving. Computational techniques are used to solve problems by stepwise, repeated, and iterative solution methods, which would otherwise be tedious and unsolvable by hand calculation. This STTP is designed to give an overview of computational techniques of interest to engineers. Understanding of computational techniques will be enhanced using several hands-on practices, which will be done using Python. Since the focus is on techniques themselves rather than on specific applications, the content should be relevant to various fields such as engineering, pharmacy, management, economics, etc. I would like to thank our chairman, sir, our ED, Madam Shivani Agrawal, Madam, and our director, Dr. Manish Manoria, for providing their guidance and valuable inputs in organizing this program. Thanks to the experts for accepting our invitation for valuable guidance on different computational techniques. Thanks to Colonel Venkat sir, Director, FDC, AICT, for sponsoring this STTP program. In this STTP program, approximate 300 participants have been registered from all over the India. We also have a quite few returning participants from our previous STTPs, as this is our fourth STTP. So thanks to all the participants. Thanks to Pardasani sir, Dr. Devjani madam, and Mr. Umang Kejriwal for spending their valuable time spending here. It is my pleasure to share that I have a group of outstanding academicians with me in organizing this STTP, is this wonderful event. So I would like to thank all my colleagues, the EC department, especially Dr. Mahjabin Fatima, Navneet Kaur, and many more others. So welcome you all and wishing you a happy learning experience. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jyoti ma'am. I consider it great honor to welcome our guest, Dr. Devjani Chakravarti from IIT Kharagpur and Dr. Kamal Raj Pardasani from MNIT Bhopal. It is also a great honor to welcome Director FTC AICT, Colonel B. Venkat. Now,
Welcome, madam. Devjani, madam, welcome you.
also we have with us our young and vibrant leader, Executive Director Sage Group, Ms. Shivani Agarwal. It would be a pleasure to listen to her motivating words.
नहीं है मैडम,
नहीं है?
नहीं ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाई, शी इज नॉट प्रेजेंट.
Okay. Now, I, on behalf of the Electronics Department, extend a very hearty thanks to our Chairman Sir, Executive Director Shivani Agarwal Ma'am, Director Sir Dr. Manish Manoria, for blessing us for this STTP. I would like to thank Chairman Sir or Executive Director Ma'am, though they are not present here, but they have always been a source of inspiration for us. Also, my sincere thanks to our eminent speakers and all the participants. The aim of education is the knowledge not of fact but of values. It is on occasions like this we get opportunities to test our knowledge and understanding. Now we will start with the first session of the day one. It is a great honor that we have Dr. Devjani Chakravarti ma'am with us. She is professor in the mathematics department in IIT Kharagpur. Dr. Devjani got BSc degree in Maths Honours in 1986 from Calcutta University and MSc degree in 1989 and PhD in 1995 from IIT Kharagpur with CSIR fellowship. Her main area of research is theory and application of fuzzy logic in optimization. She is a recipient of the prestigious Young Scientist Award 1997 in mathematics from Indian Science Congress Association. She has published 2 books and published more than 140 papers. She has also been awarded Young Scientist Scheme from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India in 1997 as an individual scientist. She has already completed many research projects and consultancies. She is in the reviewer panel in many international journals and a nominated member of Indian National Science Academy of Science, Allahabad. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of Electronics and Communication
Welcome you,
Department.
madam. Welcome.
Now I would invite Dr. Devjani Chakravarti ma'am to continue with the session. The topic of her lecture is fuzzy multi-criteria decision making. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me share my screen now.
Now you can share, madam.
Yeah. Is it visible? Hello? Is the screen visible to you?
Oh, no, madam. Not now.
Not now. Now is it visible? I hope it is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to talk before you. Now, this is a very nice course you are organizing on computational techniques, and I'm feeling honored to be here. My topic is one of the computational technique, that's the fuzzy logic, application of that in optimization. And in specific, I will talk on fuzzy multi-criteria decision-making problem. Now, the optimization problems, rather the decision-making problems we are facing in day-to-day activities, and all the decision-making problems are related to the situation where we have to take certain decision by maximizing our satisfaction, and which is within certain restrictions, and we have to act upon within that restricted environment to take the best decision for us. Now, this is a technique. The fuzzy technique is a model, is a tool through which we can mathematize our perception, our feeling in a mathematical notation. Now, since my work is related to the optimization problem, that's why let me just take the opportunity to just give you a very simple mathematical explanation of a simple problem that maximize certain function x subject to the constraint that x less than is equal to 11. Now, this is not a very difficult problem as such. Even the school children also can solve it, but though it is an optimization problem, that x can move up to 11 when we have to maximize the value of x. Certainly the value is coming as 11. There is no doubt about it. And if we just draw it mathematically, then we can say that our goal is to maximize the objective function, that is the line fx equal to x, that's a blue color line, and within the restriction, that is x less than is equal to 11, that's a vertical line, x equal to 11. And if we just draw the graph, all the points lesser than x equal to 11. Therefore, certainly the solution will come at the intersecting point, that is x equal to 11, and the corresponding objective functional value is 11. Now, I have designed my topic, my lecture in such a way that through the mathematical detail, I will just go through certain applications as well, so that the participants can get certain feel that how the optimization technique can be applicable even in the medical field as well. I have said certain examples and some of my work from that. Why it's not moving? Sorry, there was some problem in the screen. I had to change it. Now, let us reframe the problem. Just let us see how realistic the situation is. Instead of saying that maximize the value of x, we are saying that we want to get the maximum value of x that should be in the vicinity of 11. And it has also been said that x is substantially larger than 10. If we just reframe the problem in this way, then you see there are few things are involved here where our perception is very much involved. Not only that, we are trying to reach to a situation where we are not really looking for the value of x as 11, because we said that x must be substantially larger than 10. That's why if it is greater than 10, we would be happy. But how far it will, we are more happy if we just move towards infinity from 10. Okay, that is the understanding, that substantially larger than 10. And the maximum value of x should be in the vicinity of 11. Okay, that has been said. Now you see how fuzzy logic is important, and in our realistic situation. And to be more precise, that the fuzzy logic is certain kind of logic which engineers are mostly using than mathematicians. That's the very amazing fact, because it is more applicable in the real situation. In the application areas are there a lot of. Now if we just want to just the words are related in the vicinity of 11, substantially larger than 10, then there are few things are involved. Here comes that we are dealing with different kind of uncertainty. All of you know that uncertainty is handled by probabilistic theory. The participants must be using probability theory in associating chance factor in a real world problem, but there are different kind of uncertainty involved in real. One that is the vague expression, one could be
Dear participants, there might be network problem at Dr. Devjani ma'am's end. So please wait. मैम तो देख रही हूँ देवचंद मैडम मैम को बोलो मैडम जो Devjani ma'am, your screen is not visible. You're not audible and your screen is not visible even.
Am I visible now?
No, ma'am, you're not visible.
No, my screen is visible? No.
No, ma'am, your screen is not visible. Ma'am, please share your screen.
Actually, ma'am, your audio is mute and video is also mute. Please unmute your video. Yes, ma'am. Now it's visible.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, you are unmuting all the participants. That's why my case is also unmuted every time.
I'll see to it. हाँ,
Okay,
हाँ.
okay.
I'll
Please
see to
give.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
नहीं,
Okay, okay. Thank you.
दिखने तो लगे
नहीं, आप शायद बार-बार participants को mute
नहीं किया
तो वो कह रही मैं बार-बार mute
Now, hopefully, it is now
पर mute कर
visible.
ही नहीं रहे. Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's visible now. Yeah. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
just I would like
Yes,
to
ma'am.
say that. Shall I start talking?
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible.
Yeah, yeah. Now don't unmute me, huh? Please, huh? Now there are different kind of uncertainty I was talking about, and there are different kind of mathematical techniques are available, computational techniques are available to solve it. For example, probability theory we are attaching the confidence to that. Now there are entropy measures are there to just deal with the disturbance of the system. Interval theory is also there. Now membership function we are using for fuzzy measure. There are necessity, belief, and possibility, etc. Now, and in reality, there are two kind of uncertainties. One is the aleatory and another one is the epistemic uncertainty. Now, you see, whenever we are having the probability theory and we are dealing with a situation where when the event will happen in future and we are associating the chance factor for the chance of happening the event. There will be a chance that there will be rain tomorrow. We are associating the probability, we are attaching the probability figure with that. There is a 90% chance that there will be the rain tomorrow. But you see, there is another kind of uncertainty as well when we have a lack of knowledge or we have abundance of information. And it is very difficult to summarize all the information together. In that case, that kind of uncertainty is being dealt with the epistemic uncertainty. That means the event has already happened, but I do not have the clear picture about the happening of the event. That kind of uncertainty is being dealt with the probability, with the fuzzy set theory. That's the fuzzy logic we are dealing with. If I just come back to the situation that x is substantially larger than 10, and while making sure that the maximum value of x should be in the vicinity of 11. Now, you see, this is the meaning of the expression that x is substantially larger than 10. Just look at the graph. If we just draw our level of satisfaction from 0 to 1, you see from 10, my satisfaction level is increasing with the red color graph. And my satisfaction level is 0 below to 10. And if it is going from 10 to 11, it is increasing from 0 to 1. And beyond that, you just see the value is increasing further and further. But the first is growth of my satisfaction level is within the range of 10 to 11, because there has been another information that the value must be in the vicinity of 11. That means it must be either lesser than 11 or greater than 11, and hopefully we will be happy if it is greater than 11. Okay, but how far it is, that is the big question. Now, if we just just attach a function within this with this red graph, you see the function can be written like this, that 1 divided by 1 plus this is the mathematical form. And if we just draw it, you will get this red color, and you see the value is just associated from 10 to 11, from 0 to 1. It's if it is 10, it's if it is 10, the value is coming here infinity, 1 by infinity is almost 0. And if we just move more than 10, the value is increasing. Now, there is another expression that maximum value should be in the vicinity of 11. Just to see the red color curve, that if it is 11, I'm mostly happy, and if it is lesser than that or more than that, my level of happiness is changing. In fuzzy logic is mathematizing my perception, my level of understanding, my feeling about this expression with this graph. And it is being said that this is the corresponding membership function of the fuzzy set, that in the vicinity of 11, substantially larger, all these terms. That's why you must be understanding we are not dealing with the precise information, rather we are dealing with the imprecise information, where information is not exactly known, but it is known with a lesser grade of belief. All right. Now, the mathematical expression for the both the functions are given. Now, my question is that how to get the solution for this problem, that after a value of x in the vicinity of 11, fuzzy logic has been said that you just take the membership function together, both the membership functions, and take the intersection of these two. And where the intersecting value is maximum, that would be the solution. All right, just to see, if we just if we just take the mean of both the functions, this is the intersecting region, and we have to select the maximum satisfaction. That's why max operator, again we will use that, and that's why it is said that to get the optimal solution, use the max mean operator, and you see it's coming around at 11.75. You must be seeing the scale, and from there we can find out the solution. All right, and this is the way we can get the maximum value of x. All right, now we are dealing with the computation of words in optimization technique. There could be some other applications as well in engineering science. We can use it in the control theory and other places, but everywhere we have to see whether the information given is imprecise in nature or not. That's why, since we are dealing with computing with words, we know that the words are less precise than numbers, and computing with words is less precise, therefore, with computing with numbers. But there are two major purposes for doing this kind of computational techniques where precise information is not available. There we can apply, but we can also apply the situation where the precise information is available, but the abundance of information is there. Some accident has happened, and I have the picture about the number of casualties. Somewhere 110, in some other media it has been said 105. I have information, precise information, but information is very much, I won't say contradictory in nature, rather we can say information is vague, because not a particular information we have with us. That's why the fuzzy set theory is applicable in the situation where the vague information is there. There is another kind of information also we are dealing with, that's called the ambiguous information. Ambiguous information means the information is having multiplicity of meaning. For example, we are always giving this example in fuzzy logic, that is the bluebird nest. You see, if we just say the bluebird nest, the ambiguity is there whether the bird's nest is blue or the color of the bird is blue. Even we say bluebird's nest, but you see this kind of ambiguous information is available. But in fuzzy set theory, we are not dealing with the ambiguity, we are dealing with the vagueness, because ambiguity is something we have to resolve it, we have to minimize in the decision situation. All right. Now, there can be several examples I can give you. For example, x equal to 5, this is precise. X equal to 3, 2, this is precise. But if we say x is small, xy is much larger, these are not precise information. That's why our principle would be to develop a better understanding so that the available information can be modeled more accurately. As in information technology, it is being said that collect information as much as you can. That's why here also the same thing, that you have to collect more information. We can say that we can ignore information like x is small, we can say x is 5. But small means what? What do I mean about small? Whatever I mean about small, you may mean differently. That's why your perception is different from my perception. So the membership function will differ between us. That is the understanding in fuzzy set theory. Now, for example, there is a certain precise and imprecise information is there. And we say this is the granulation of information. You see, it has been said that the information in between the years 0 to 1, 1 to 2, say anything, 2 to 3, 11 to 12, like that. But you see, if once we are saying the person is young, this person is middle-aged, this person is old, not really we are defining what's the definition of old. I may feel that the old, we can start from the age of 60. You may not feel that. You may feel that it should start from 65 or 70. That's why your feeling is different than me. So how we will define old, middle-aged person, young? These are all different. That's why in fuzzy logic we are using certain attributes as well, which are the modifiers: very old, not very old, quite young, quite middle-aged. These are all the terms we're using. These are all the fuzzy terms rather, and with fuzzy logic we can mathematize. Now coming back to the multi-criteria decision making. You see, in multi-criteria decision making problem, as I have shown you before, there we were taking a decision where we had one level of satisfaction. I mean to say that we have designed the objective that maximize X. There was only one objective, but in reality, we can have several objectives together. We have certain budget with us. We want to buy something. We want to just go for a tour. We want to go for food in a restaurant. That's why within my limited budget, I have to maximize the satisfaction of buying, satisfaction of my tour experience, and as well as the food outside. You see, in reality, if we just deal, you will see even in your engineering problem as well, you will see taking into consideration that there is only one decision making objective. This is not really true. We can have several objectives together, and our task would be to maximize all the objectives simultaneously. In practice, what is happening? If we have a limited budget and if we want to maximize all the satisfaction together, then we have to compromise everywhere. Because I have 1000 rupees, I will go for street food, will go for purchase. I cannot use all my fund for one place. We have to compromise. We have to divide the fund into two. Here also the multi-criteria decision making mathematically deals with the situation, minimization or maximization, a set of objective functions together, k number of objective functions are there. Now you see, we need to find out the solution in the decision space. Decision space means the space which is being formed from the given restrictions, or it's called the set of constraints. All of you must have been dealt with the linear programming problem. You have seen that in the linear programming problem, the set of constraints are forming the feasible space, and you have to maximize or minimize the objective function. And you have seen that it was coming at the edge of the feasible space. But here you see, here getting that one is not so easy. And what kind of problem we can face, I will show you one of the example. You see, the value of X has been given from -4 to 4, and we have to minimize X square as well as X minus 2 square. This is a simple problem, though it is a nonlinear programming problem. You see, if we just minimize X square, then the graph is the blue color graph. You see, it is passing through X equal to 0, Y equal to 0. But if I just draw X minus 2 whole square, this is a pink color graph, and here at X equal to 2, the value is coming 0, and below to X equal to 2 and beyond X equal to 2, you see the values are coming this. Now we have to maximize both. Now we have to minimize both. Now if we want to minimize for both, for X equal to 0, the first objective function is satisfied fully, but at X equal to 0 rather, the second objective functional value is coming 4. That's why this is not the minimum value. The minimum value for the second is at X equal to 2, that is X equal to 0. That's why the question is coming, at which point will be taken as the compromise solution. That is the main objective of the multi-criteria decision making. Not really we are talking about the compromise solution at the first level. We are talking about we won't say optimal solution, we will say Pareto optimal solution. There is a one, it is being named by one of the scientists, Professor Pareto, and according to his name, the set of optimal solutions are being named as Pareto optimal solution. The meaning is that we will find out a set of solutions for those our satisfaction levels are almost same. Rather, we are unable to distinguish between the solutions. In other way, we can say all the solutions are equally acceptable to me. I will speak more on this, how really we are finding it. Now you see the here, no imprecise information is given. All the information is very much precise. Now the problem will become more difficult if we just draw the same situation with the imprecise information. Where is the imprecision is coming? The coefficient of the objective function, you see, instead of 1, it has been said it is fuzzy 1. That means the value can take from, say, 0 to 2. At 1, it is, my satisfaction is full, and otherwise, if it is lesser than 1, my satisfaction level diminishes. This is the way we design the fuzziness. Now, you see, if we just draw the corresponding graph is coming this way, where the middle line will give me the value for the membership function 1, and for other, my membership function diminishes. Just try to draw this graph on your own. Even you do not know fuzzy set theory, you will get this kind of graph. How to draw it? Just you consider, instead of 1, you consider 0.5, 1.5, 3 points. That means 0.5 to 1, the value is increasing from 0 to 1. Just consider triangular value. And from 1 to 1.5, this is 1 to 0. Similar thing, if we just draw it, you see, taking decision is not so easy because here the level of uncertainties are increasing from for different graphs in a different way. Therefore, where is the Pareto optimal solution? That's very difficult. This is another example. Minimize both the objective functions together. And if we just want to get the solution for it, what we do? We say f1 equal to root over x plus 1, f2 equal to root over f2 equal to x square minus 4x plus 5. And if we just draw the graph of f1 and f2, f1 versus f2, this is the graph, and we can get the Pareto optimality. There is a method to get the solution for this. It's not very difficult. But getting solution for a fuzzy region is real difficult part. Now this is for the bio-objective problem. Finding out the fuzzy Pareto optimal frontier would be difficult. If I just say more precisely for the multi-objective problem, this kind of problem, it is converting the Pareto optimal solution will come at the red color. On the red color graph, you see here all the points situated on the red color graph, all are equally acceptable to the decision maker. All right. But finding out this red color graph for this figure is really difficult because here the information is fuzzy. Therefore, the boundary is fuzzy. Therefore, the boundary is not exactly defined like previous case. You see, the boundary is very much defined here. But in the next case, boundary is not exactly defined. This is the application we see everywhere. For example, in medical problem, if we just look at the cell level, you see the boundary of a cell is not very much precise. If we just see it in practical sense, that's why if the boundary is hazy in nature, for any image analysis, even we see the boundary of an image is not precise. We are making it precise. We are defining the edges of the image. That was a kind of approximation we are doing. But if I want to avoid approximation, if I want to reach towards reality, then we cannot ignore the information which is given at the imprecise level. Gather more information. That's why I will show you a few examples of that. One of the examples I can now you see I showed the example, previous example, where the variables were moving in a continuous space, but here we are selecting a situation where you see variables are moving in a discrete space. This is one of the example I am showing you. Sorry. A company desires to select a suitable city for establishing a new distribution center, and the evaluation is done according to investment cost and closeness to demand market. There are two objectives. The investment cost must be minimum, and closeness to the demand market, it must be minimum. And we have to select a facility, a location where we can establish our business, a new distribution center. Now you see, if this is the situation and the information is given this way to you, there are 5 alternatives before you that you can fix your business in the city A or B or C or D or E, where the investment cost differ. And investment cost, depend on many things. But that depends on the resources available. Resources means the manpower to build the infrastructure of the business, etc. That's why there is some setup cost is there for doing any business. That's why not only that, the depending on the available facility, even the investment we are changing in different places. That's why if we say for different cities my investment cost is around 10, around 9 crores, around 8 crores, around 7.5, around 6, these are all the around figures. That means the around means that the 10 crores, if we say, this is not really correct. We say around 10 we can invest. We are planning our business. We can't say that we will invest exactly 10. It could be more than that, it could be less than that. And that can be model, you see, mathematically 10, 1, 1. That means it could be 9, it could be 11. From 9 to 11, my level of satisfaction varies. Rather, it says that the belongingness of a point in this Fuzzy set differs. From 9 to 11, the belongingness is 1 if it is a 10, and if it is 9 or 11, it is 0, and in between the varies. Similarly, for different cities, you see the figures are there. And another figures are there related to the closeness to the demand market. You see which is more closed? The city A is more closed to the demand market. That's why it could be your immediate reaction would be, okay, let us select city A. But you see, the problem is there. Here the investment cost is maximum. Okay, let us go to the next level of closeness. That is not the minimum. The next minimum is coming at 6, city C. But you see the investment cost is 8. And we have the figure where the investment cost is 6 or 7.5. These are all around figures, but still. But closeness is quite different. Now see, you in this situation, taking a single decision would be really difficult for us. We cannot easily say that select this city, because the nature of the numbers in the investment cost and the nature of the values in the closeness column, these are not really in the similar fashion. All right. That's why, as I said, in multi-criteria decision making, we are looking for the Pareto optimality instead of the optimal solution. Now, I will show you some idea how really we can draw it. Now, you see, in the x-axis, we kept the closeness to demand market, and in the y-axis, we put the investment cost. The first value was 10 and 5.7. That's why in the x-axis, it would be 5.7, around 5.7, and in the y-axis around 10. You see, the point is coming A, but this point A is not exact because the information is not exact before us. This is a fuzzy region we are defining. In a mathematical fashion, it is being said as a fuzzy point, not an exact point. Fuzzy point is a collection of points. There is a vast theory behind it on fuzzy geometry, where we say the fuzzy point is a point where many points are we bundled together but with different membership value. That's why A is a point, B is another fuzzy point, C you see. Which one to select? That's the main question. I will give you some idea how really to select the Pareto optimal solution. Now for that, just this is not, I'm going to the next. You see here, from here I can see that we are looking for the minimum value of the closeness to demand market, as well as the minimum of the investment cost. Now if we just compare the options B and C, you see which one is more preferable. C is more preferable than B. Okay, but if we compare A and C, not really we can say that A is preferable or C is preferable, because C is having lesser Y value, but C is having more X value than A. That's why we cannot, even if we just compare D and E options, we can say E is better than D, but we cannot say whether A and C both are better than E or not. That's why at least we can say neither is better than any other between A, C and E, and rather B and D both are equally acceptable. That's why my preferable solution would be, instead of a single one, I would say the cities A, C, and E all are equally acceptable to the decision maker. And this set of points are on a imaginary graph, you see, that is the red color line. And this line is said as the Pareto front. And this Pareto front, if I can refer in the set I showed you, you see here it was a line, all right, red color lines, where many points are there together. Here also the same. Many points we are considering together, all are equally. That's why in multi-criteria decision making problem, instead of having a single solution, we are looking for a set of solutions which are equally acceptable to us. Okay, but the situation here, information is imprecise. That's why we are finding a situation where we are looking for the fuzzy Pareto optimal solution. You see, this is another example before you. There are 4 car models, and in each model, the criteria price in lakhs, consumption of fuel, and power of the car, these are all different, you see. Now, our target is to find out the car model I want to purchase, certainly, for less price, for more power, and less petrol consumption. Just look at a glance, you cannot find out a single one from here, because you will see it's called the trade-off. It's called the trade-off in the sense that if we just want to maximize one function, say the price we want to minimize, you will see the consumption level will increase. If the consumption level you want to minimize, you will see the power will minimum. That's why always there is a trade-off between the objective functions. Here the objective functions are the price, the fuel consumption, and the power. Finding out a single solution would be very much difficult. In that case, you can draw the points in the 3-dimensional space and try to find out the Pareto optimal frontier for this set of information. This is very nice thing we are day to day we are facing in our decision making situation. If you just start looking through your day to day situation, you will see that we are coming across many such situation where we have to optimize many objective functions together. Together means simultaneously. We can't select a car only with a lesser price. We have to look at the fuel consumption and the power of the car as well. This is the example. And you see, in finding out, I'm just collaborating with a group of people in IIT Kharagpur. There is one department, that's the School of Medical Science and Technology. I am collaborating with them, and I could see there are many applications of fuzzy set theory in the multi-criteria decision making, which are applicable in medical technology. And one of that example I will show you, which one maybe you will find it interesting. And you see, this is we had a group of people, we were working together, and within that group there were two doctors, and they were giving their input. Not only that, they collected input from their seniors as well regarding the lung cancer. And we have collected 12 patient information, and our target was to just get the information about 12 patients and to attach certain number about the malignancy potentiality. Okay, we try to attach the number that is the malignancy potentiality, and for 12 patients, and we tried to find out that what is the value of it between 0 to 1. If it is 0, then the patient is totally benign. If it is 1, then fully malignant, fully cancerous, fully diseased. And if it is in between, the grade of malignancy changes. That was our understanding. We started working on that. And generally in the lung cancer, what is happening, I'm not the medical expert, I learned from them only that within the lung there are certain growth is there, and looking at the growth, they get the information from the CT scan images, they get the information from the pathological information they collect, and depending on those information, doctor take the decision how much potential is there for that diseased patient. All right. Now you see, if we just look at the CT scan reports, and we have seen that somewhere the attributes like size of the tumor, they call it lesion. In the lung cancer, it is called lesion. The size of the lesion, the margin of that means the age of the growth, whether it is smooth or well defined. All right, as I said, in medical we have seen always the margin is not smooth, but generally doctors they approximate it. If they see that somehow the smoothness is there, the irregularity is not there, almost it could be benign. Okay, there are other as well, corona radiate, that could be one possibility where there is a chance of malignancy. And lobulated scallop, this is a very dangerous situation. Similarly, the presence of pleural tag, internal attenuation, the necrosis is there or not, cavitation, calcification, presence of satellite lesion, lymph node, bone involvement, all these are the medical terms. If you ask me, I cannot really explain all in detail, but I got information from them. These are all the responsible criteria for detecting lung cancer. And we collected information for 12 patients. And this is scale down data. I am showing it to you because there are more criteria. I have taken here only few criteria to just present before you the idea of it. You see, for 12 patients, the lesion size is somewhere less than 20 millimeters, somewhere it is greater than 50 millimeter, somewhere it is between 20 to 50, like that. You see, the 12 patients are lesion size are just different in this way. Now the margin, you see, somewhere even it is lesser than 20, but it is corona radiate, because that is little bit alarming situation. But you see, somewhere the lesion size is bigger, around 50, but you see the smooth, well defined structure of the lesion, the growth. That's why that is not really, but one criteria is not really responsible for any disease. You know, it's happening. Several criteria the doctors see, and depending on their perception, their understanding, looking at different criteria value, they take the decision. Okay. Now they see whether the internal attenuation is homogeneous or heterogeneous. If it is homogeneous, maybe this is almost normal, but heterogeneity, also grade of heterogeneity differ. But we have taken two options, homogeneous or heterogeneous. We have taken fuzziness there, how much heterogeneous it is through the membership function. I will show you how really we have taken it. And the cavitation as well, thick, irregular, thin, smooth. You see, lot many options are available that way. And lesion present or not. If it is present, look in one way. If it is not present, the doctor look in a different way. You see, there is no lesion for the second patient, but you see, that's why the lesion size has been said greater than 50 millimeter, because a satellite lesion is not there, but a lesion is there. Now the margin is heterogeneous, thick, irregular. We will look at the patient too, maybe one of the possible case, but the satellite lesion is not there. You see how we have done, we have calculated, we have used our fuzzy multi-criteria decision making problem. Now the application here, there are different methodologies available in a theoretical sense. One of these is Topsys, another one is Waker. We are using the outranking methods. There are different methods available. If you ask me, it will take another one semester to explain all the methods available for. Generally, multi-criteria decision making problems are being categorized into two parts. One is the multi-objective, and another is the multi-attribute. This is a multi-attribute kind of problem where the information about the attributes rather the criteria, these are discrete in nature. Yes, no. Okay. And corona radiate, irregular speculation, like that. There are few number of attributes, but somewhere you will see that the values are in the continuous space, time scale, say between 0 to 50 hours. This is a continuous case. That kind of problem we say it as a multi-objective decision making problem. Okay, all are coming under the multi-criteria decision making problem, and there are different methodologies available for solving this. Now, one of the methodology I can tell you, this is called the Topsys method, techniques for preference by similarity to ideal solution. This is one of the method we have used for this lung cancer case, where we were finding out which was the most possible case for malignancy. We found out from the list, and which was the more benign. And from there we have seen for a patient how it is close to the most malignant case and how it is far from the most benign case, and how really you will find these two ideal situations, that is the most malignant case and the most benign case. These are the experience of the doctors. They say from their experience, from their past experience, from the data, if you don't have doctor with you, generally what you can use, you can apply the machine learning technique, and from there, from the level data, you can find out the cases where through the supervised learning you can find out who are the malignant candidates and who are the benign candidates. In that way, you can select the ideal situations. One is the positive ideal point where it is more malignant, and the negative ideal point where the patient is benign. And whenever any patient is coming in between, we will see the distance between these two. It's not really distance, we will call it as a similarity measure. I will show you in the next how we are really doing it. The Topsys method deals with a technique, and we are finding out the Pareto optimal solution by looking at the fuzzy positive ideal solution and fuzzy negative ideal solution, and alternative nearest to the fuzzy positive ideal and farthest to the negative ideal solution is the member of the Pareto optimal frontier. This is the idea of the fuzzy Topsys. And if you ask me the mathematics behind it, then you will see there is a lot of mathematics involved here. But nowadays the softwares are available. You can just feed the values there and you can get the solution. Here also another situation may arise. There are a group of doctors are there. they are having different idea about if for a single CT image report, different doctors, the opinion may vary. Okay, that is the way how the group is taking a decision. That is another interesting story in multi-criteria decision making situation. That's why how to deal with the group members, how we are reaching to the consensus. There is a vast theory behind it. I'm not going into detail about it. I will just want to show you. You see, there is a fuzzy mathematics involved here. If you are interested, you just go through the literature on fuzzy topses. You will get the idea how really we are doing this one, and through this mathematics stepwise. This is the step for finding out the ideal point and negative ideal point, positive ideal and negative ideal point, and there after that we are finding out we are computing the distances. But this distance is not really Euclidean distances. This is we are considering the vector, the distance between the vectors, and vectors because there is different criteria together. For each criteria there is a value. The value is imprecise value, fuzzy value. That's why distance is fuzzy, and from there we are finding out the closeness coefficient. And this closeness coefficient was guiding us to find out the malignancy potentiality of a patient's information. Okay, you see, we have applied this technique, step 1 to step 4. This is a published paper. If you are interested, you can see it in IEEE Explore. If you want, you just search with my name and just put the lung cancer, etc. There was a conference, we presented that paper, and it has been, a portion of our work has been published there, and other portion we are working still on it, and we will see for this set of data. And we got the solution. It will be just, we have applied the mathematics here, no machine learning techniques as such. We have applied only the fuzzy multi-criteria decision making by considering the scale. Even this is the scale. We have considered the fuzzy scale for the size of the lesion. As I said, lesser than 20, 20 to 50, greater than 50. There were 3 options only, but 20 to 50, that's the fuzzy information. If it is just middle of that, the size of the lesion we have considered is a maximum. Otherwise, the membership value changes. You see, for every cases we have taken the fuzzy scale, even the internal attenuation, there also you see homogeneous, heterogeneous, but the scale is fuzzy. Nothing is fully homogeneous in reality. Nothing is fully heterogeneous in reality. But the level of heterogeneity varies from 0 to 1 in different cases. That's why in looking at the image of the CT scan, a doctor can say how much homogeneous and how much heterogeneous it is. Okay, for a patient who is having malignancy, a little bit even, it is not fully heterogeneous, not fully homogeneous. There is a change in grades. That's why fuzzy scale will be more applicable there. Similarly, we have taken for others, and we have seen that our score is this one. And you see, for the second patient, the score was coming 0.977, and that was the doctor's impression as well. Very high malignancy is there. For the first candidate, you see, for the first candidate, even the lesion size was something, and the information was not really very much alarming. You see, homogeneous internal attenuation or homogeneous cavitation is not there, but the satellite lesion is there. That's why there are more criteria we have taken. Because of the shortage of space, we have considered only few here. And you see, few criteria are giving very alarming result. That's why for the first candidate even, probably malignant was the doctor's impression, and our value was coming 0.4, almost 0.5. Between 0 to 1, the 22nd candidate, the the person is not infective. It is not. It is written wrongly. It is not infective. Okay. In, rather, the doctor said infective but not malignant. Okay. And 13th patient is benign. 8th patient was no comment because there was a little, just maybe it has just started. Doctor could not trace any problem in the information, but mathematically we could find that there is a chance of malignancy in future. You see, for the higher cases, our score was almost matching was the doctor's impression. That's a, you see, the we have used the fuzzy logic here. We have collected information. The more information in the membership function, that's why we are getting so nice result. Okay, that's why this is my request to all participants. Try to find out the situations where the imprecision is there. Do not approximate the information. Try to gather as much information as you can. If you see somewhere, you will see the information is imprecise in nature. Try to apply fuzzy logic there. But on the other hand, it has always been said that for the sake of research only, do not use fuzziness anywhere. That's why this is my just message to all participants. Hopefully, you may get in future some applications of this in your work. And with this, I am just ending my lecture now. Your, if you have any question, I am ready to answer for it. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge and your valuable time. It was indeed an informative session. Participants, if you have any query, you can post your queries in chat box or you can ask ma'am directly also.
Okay, that is fine. Nice to meet. Now,
Thank
in
you.
this situation, meeting in this way is the only option for us.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. And I got a lot of information about your institute, and I am just hoping that in near future I can reach to you personally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, participants, now the next session will be by Mr. Umang Kejriwal from Finland Labs. I think he has joined by now. His session will start at 12:30. He has an experience of more than 6 years in the field of robotics and embedded system, Android app development, web development, Python, machine learning, and Internet of Things. He has delivered trainings for Finland Labs, Harbor Technologies, Technospecies Global Solution, Redtron Technologies, Electronics Technologies, and many more. He has delivered more than 50 faculty development programs in association with E&ICT, IIT Roorkee, IIT Guwahati in different engineering colleges. Also delivered faculty development program in association with IBM India Private Limited in different engineering colleges. He has delivered more than 200 workshops and 150 trainings on robotics, IoT, Arduino, web development, data science, machine learning, Python. He had mentored a team, Suana, in Smart India Hackathon hardware in 2019 and won the first prize. You're welcome, sir. Now, Mr. Umang will speak on the topic Introduction of Computational Techniques and Web Scraping. I'll invite him to continue with this session. Mr. Umang, he might not have joined now. Please wait for 5 minutes. He'll be soon with us and we'll continue with this session. The feedback link will be posted in the chat box only in another 10 minutes. Mr. Umang, he has joined the meeting. He has just joined the meeting. So I request Mr. Umang Kejriwal to continue with the session. Welcome, sir. You are welcome. Now I request you to continue with your session on the topic Introduction of Computational Techniques and Web Scraping. Umang sir, you can unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You are audible. You are audible.
So, good afternoon, all participants. So, ma'am, can we start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can start. Sir.
Just a minute. Ma'am, please enable the screen sharing.
Yes. I have made you co-host. You can share your screen, sir. Yes, sir. Your screen is visible now.
Okay, so once again, good afternoon to all participants. So, my name is Umang Kejriwal, and let me give you a short introduction about myself. So, basically, I have an experience of near about 7 years in the field of machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, Android app development, and website development. So, on these all technologies, I am delivering training from last 7 years. And I have developed some projects also on these technologies, like I have some applications that are already live on my Play Store, where I developed some application, Android application also. So in the first today's session, first of all, I will tell you something about the computational intelligence, that what are different techniques that we use in for applying computational intelligence, and then we will move to the next part, that is web scraping. Okay, I'm just opening my slide. Okay, fine. So basically, computational intelligence. So see, I want you also to interact with the session. Like if you have anything you have to ask or something, you can write on the chat. And I will also ask some of the questions from your side. So I want you to answer, if anybody want to give answer of that question on the chat. Okay, and it should be interactive. My voice is low.
Yes, sir. Sir, some participant has written that your voice is low, sir.
Just a second. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Yeah, is it okay now? Yeah, okay, fine, thank you. Okay, so before coming to the computational intelligence, first of all, we'll understand what is artificial intelligence. So can anybody from your side tell me what is artificial intelligence? You can tell me on the chat or whatever you want to say. In simple words, if I ask you what is artificial intelligence, so what is this basically artificial intelligence? Anyone? You can try at least. It may be wrong, it may be correct, no matter. You can try at least. What is AI? This is very much in demand, very much in popular nowadays. You all must have heard about this term, artificial intelligence. Anyone? No one? Okay, fine. So I will tell you. Basically, the ability to learn, understand, or deal with new situation. Techniques of imitating like humans. You can say that basically in this one, we are actually creating a replica of a human. We can say that as if the human think, we want our system to think and behave or perform in the same way. As if our mind work, we want our system to also work in the same way. That is called artificial intelligence. Here basically there are two words, artificial intelligence. So intelligence means we can say brain, and artificial means human made. Okay. Now the study of how to make computers to do things at which people are doing better. Now this is a definition that is given by IEEE in 1996. Okay. Then the other definitions: area of computer science that study techniques to create intelligent systems. Now this is the definition that is given by a very famous computer scientist in 1998, Nelson. Okay. And what do you mean by this intelligent system? So this intelligent system basically involve perception, reasoning, learning, communicating, and action in complex environment. So basically how to perceive, how to behave, how to learn, how to communicate in a complex and a simple environment. So this is basically means by a intelligent system. So basically our main role in the AI is to create a intelligent system like a human, like as if the human think. We want our system to also behave in the same way. That is basically the concept behind the artificial intelligence. Now coming to the topic, that is computational intelligence. Now what is computational intelligence? It's a subpart of AI. It's a part of AI only. It's not separate from that. It's totally a part of AI. It's a sub branch of artificial intelligence. Okay. And it is concentrated in the study of adaptive mechanism to enable or facilitate intelligent behavior in complex and changing environment. So this was a definition that was given by Engelbrecht in 2007. So basically in this one, we apply some of the mechanism. We study how to create a intelligent system basically. As I already told you that AI is about creating an intelligent system. So in computational intelligence, we study different types of mechanism to create an intelligent system. Okay. Now, these 5 things that you have can see on the right hand side. These are the 5 you can say a part that the Engelbrecht had divided into 5 parts. That computer intelligence can be divided into 5 sections, 5 areas you can say. So according to him, basically there are the 5 sections. That was, the first one is artificial neural network. This thing we will be discussing in our coming session also in more detail about artificial neural network, about the neural network basically. Second one is the evolutionary computation. Third one is the swarm intelligence. Fourth one is the artificial immune system. And the 5th one is the fuzzy system. There are 5 basically computational, the section you can see the part of a computational intelligence. So I will be telling you some about all these 5 in short detail. Okay, so let's discuss about all these 5 terms in short introduction. The first one is the artificial neural network. So basically in short, if I explain you, in this artificial neural network, we have a concept of a neural system that is present in our brain. As you all know that in our brain, there are some neurons whose main work is to carry the signal, carry the input from one neuron to the other neuron. So basically we can say it carries the information. Okay. So basically the concept behind artificial neural network is to create a artificial neuron. As if our brain work, we actually create a mechanism like a brain. So there are some different layers present in the artificial neural networks. We will discuss about this thing in detail in the coming class. In the coming session, I will be discussing this thing in very detail, how basically it works. Right now, we are just covering the introductory part. Okay. So I have already told you, inspired in biological neural system that is in our brain. Okay. Ability to learn, memorize, and still generalize. As we all know, our brain ability is to learn, memorize. The same way, we also want the neural network, the artificial neural network, that should be the ability to learn, memorize, and generalize. Okay. Now, what are the techniques that we can use to apply artificial neural network? So they are perceptron module, they are adenine module layer. Then we have a multi-layer perceptron model, RBF model. Then we have Hopfield coherent network. So these are the different techniques that you can use to apply artificial neural network. Okay. Sorry. Now here RBF stands for radial basis function. Okay. Now second thing, coming to the application areas where it can be used. It can be used for a time series approximation. Like for the time series analysis, you can use like I want to predict the sales of a company. So the sales of a company, according to the time, it goes on increasing and decreasing. So if I have to predict the sales of a company, that is a part of time series analysis. If you take a current scenario, like number of cases coming in the COVID, COVID cases. So sometimes it go high, sometimes it go down. So that is an example of time series analysis, where the time is involved, where you are predicting something according to time. Okay. Then in the control process and optimization. Okay. Sorry. Now pattern recognition and classification, like we use fingerprint pattern and these all things we use. Okay. Now what is process control and optimization? Anybody can tell me what is control process and optimization? Anybody know about this? In simple word. Basically, this is what we basically, like, suppose we have some different parameters in our model, so in our machine or any model. So we basically adjust the model, adjust the parameters to optimize the model. So that is called control process and optimization. So if we are simply adjusting the values of the parameter to optimize the model, to make the model more accurate or more better. Okay. Then we have pattern recognition and classification, like your fingerprint scanner, like these all things that we use. Okay. Then clustering. Clustering is like dividing the data into different group according to the similarity measure. Like the similar data will be coming in same group. This is called clustering. Okay. So there are different applications of the artificial neural network. Now, next one is associative memory. Associative memory is basically in which all the term, we can say the memories or something different parts are associated with each other. So all the items, all the things that are inside the model, they are associated with each other. They have some relation between each other. That is called associative memories. Okay. Like we can say sensor is taking a data, it is sending the data to any other sensor, any other output or input, something like that. Okay. That is called associative memories. It's kind of a psychology, you can say. So this was about the artificial neural network. Now coming to the next one, that is the evolutionary computation. Its objective is to mimic process from the natural evolution. Like we have a natural evolution. So same thing we are doing inside the evolutionary computation also. It's a kind of a mimic of the natural evolution. Okay. Like genetic algorithm, genetic programming, evolutionary programming, evolutionary strategy. These are types of evolutionary computation. Like we have a genetics and all. Okay. Applications. Data mining can be used in the data mining. Combinational optimization. Data mining is what? Collection of data into some different form. Okay. Then we have a combinational optimization. This is basically, you can say, a group of optimal object. Like we can say from a finite, like we have a group of many finite objects. Okay. And from that finite object, we basically separate, or we can say find the optimal objects. That is called combinational optimization. Okay. Then we have fault diagnosis. Like fault diagnosis is like in a machine, if there are some steps in the machine, if some work is going on, and there are different steps. So like to find the fault, that where the fault is actually, that is called fault diagnosis. You must be heard about these terms. Classification and clustering. classification and clustering, they are the part of grouping the data. Okay. Time series approximation, it can also be used in the time series analysis that I told in the artificial neural network. So these are the basically parts of the evolutionary computation. Okay. Now coming to the third one, that is swarm intelligence. Now, anybody heard about this swarm intelligence? Anybody? Just tell me yes or no. Anybody, anything about this swarm intelligence? What actually we do in swarm intelligence? See, if you answer something, I will be great. I will be enjoying the session. So I want you to be interactive. I also want that what are the things that you know. I want to share your knowledge also. So anything about swarm intelligence, if you know, just tell me. If you don't know, tell me no, frankly, no problem. No one? Okay, fine. It has originated from the study of colonies or swarm of social organisms. See, I'll give you a simple example to explain this swarm intelligence. Like suppose some persons are going to a restaurant, like a team of 10 person, we can say a team of 10 person, or you can take an example of 5 person going to a restaurant for eating a food, okay, eating some good food. Let me take out the pen. Just hold on. Achha, annotation option is closed here. Okay, no problem. Okay. So basically, now they have to decide that what item they have to order. Okay, 5 person are there. The collective behavior of decentralized, self-organized system, neural or artificial. The concept of employed in work on artificial intelligence. Okay, fine. Okay, so I was saying 5 person have gone to the restaurant, okay, and now they have to decide that what item they have to order. So like suppose out of 5, one is saying that I want to eat Chinese, the other one is saying that I want to eat Mexican, third one is saying that I want to eat suppose South Indian, or we can take any other like Chinese, Mexican, we can take anything, American you can take, okay. The other 2 are saying Indian food, any Indian, any kind of North Indian, South Indian, any food. Now 3 people have different taste and 2 people have Indian, like they want Indian food. Now there may be some scenario, like in general case what we do, we take the vote, and wherever the vote is maximum, we order that one. But in swarm intelligence, basically what we do, basically we reach a common point. We try to convince them. Like suppose 2 of them want Indian food, so they will convince the other 3 that you also try to eat Indian or something like that. So maybe some of the out of 3 person, 1 or 2 person can maybe convince and come to your side that okay, we will order Indian food. And maybe one of the person think that yesterday only I had Indian food, so today I want to have different food. So this thing continues to goes on till we get a final one answer. So it may be any kind of food. So this is kind of a swarm intelligence. That sometime it switch to, we can say that it will switching to Indian, sometime it will be switching to Mexican, like this. So they finally reach a common point. Suppose they are reaching that they all have 5 have agreed to Indian food. So that is the final answer. So this is about swarm intelligence. So basically this kind of concept is used in the swarm intelligence. Okay, for getting this kind of output, we can use swarm intelligence. Okay. Now applications of this shortest path optimization, like suppose there is a maze and I have to go from start to the end point. So I have to find the shortest path. That is application of this. Scheduling, clustering. Now the techniques that we can use for swarm intelligence is ant colony optimization, particle swarm optimization, artificial beak only, So these are techniques that we can use to apply swarm intelligence. Okay. So this is the fourth one that we have just discovered. Now discussed. I think the third one, no? Third one, sorry. Now the fourth one, artificial immune system. So it's just a mimic of the natural immune system that we have in our body. Okay. So natural immune system has a great pattern matching ability used to distinguish between foreign cell, and these foreign cell are known as antigen. Sorry. Okay. Artificial immune system models some of the basically it takes some of the aspects of natural immune system only. Okay. Now the techniques used for artificial immune system: clonal selection, danger theory, and network theory. These are techniques that we can use to apply AIS. Okay. Now, what are the applications of this? Pattern recognition problem. We can use it for pattern recognition. We can use it for classification tasks, dividing the data into different groups, and we can use it for cluster data. So this is the part of artificial neuron system, immune system. Sorry. Okay. Now, coming to the last part, fuzzy system. I think just before this session, you have a session on fuzzy system only, right? So you must be knowing about this. What is fuzzy system? Anybody? Just before this session, you have the session on this only. Yeah, tell me, anyone? Fuzzy system? No one? Applied for something unpredictable. Okay, fine. See, basically in fuzzy system, basically what happens, basically, inspired in human reasoning. And see, first of all, let me give you a simple example to understand, explain you this fuzzy system basically. In a normal logic, like the way in a normal logic system, what we do, we have an answer either yes or no. It can be 0 or 1. Like we can say that if we take an example of water, we can say either the water is hot or either the water is cold. So we can take a hot as 0 and cold as 1. So that's called a true, like normal, basic logic system that we have. True logic, we can say. Okay. Now, in the fuzzy system, in the fuzzy logic, what is actually there is like the value, it will be between, the value will be between 0 to 1. It will not be either 0 or 1 only. It will be between 0 to 1. Like we can say very hot water, lukewarm water. Okay. Cold water, very cold water. We are differentiating into different terms. So in between, like if you suppose the value is from like near about 0.2. So we can say that almost very hot, we can say very hot. Okay. And if the value is near about 0, very, very hot. If the value is 0.5, we can say normal water. 0.8, cold water. 1, very cold water. So we are differentiating different terms here like this. Okay. So this is called fuzzy system, where we have the output between 0 to 1. We don't have only two output, either 0 or 1. That's called fuzzy logic. Okay. So techniques: Melanie fuzzy inference system, then Takashi, Sukeno, Kang FIS, that's the fuzzy inference system. Then fuzzy C-means, and the applications that can be used in control system, gear transmission braking system, like in the auto braking system, like we have in the cars that we use. In that one also we can use this fuzzy system, like according to the distance of the car, like suppose two cars are coming. So according to the distance of these two cars, the brakes are applied. The intensity of the brakes is applied. If the car is very near, the brake will be applied at very high intensity. And the car is very far, the brake will be applied at very
small intensity. So that's called a braking system in the grid system. In the controlling lift, in the lifts we can use this, and the other one is classification and clustering. So these are the applications of the fuzzy system. So these were the 5 techniques that we use in the computational intelligence. Out of this, I will be discussing one in more detail in the coming session about artificial neural system. So this thing I will be discussing in more detail in the coming session. Okay, artificial and neural system and convolutional neural network. These 2 things we'll be discussing. Okay. Now, coming to the next part. Last thing, the applications of computational intelligence. So it can be used in robotics, in natural language processing, in facial and speech recognition, in the games, okay, in the healthcare, finance and banking sector, and machine learning and military equipment. Military equipment, you can say to find out some hidden item, some hidden things are there, something hidden equipments are there, hidden guns and all are there. To find out the hidden things, we use it in military equipment. Okay, so there are different applications of your CI, computational intelligence. Okay, so this was all about the introduction, some basic concept, and some applications of the computational intelligence. So I hope everybody is clear about this. Okay. And now we will move on to some next part, and in that one we will be doing some practical session also. That is web scraping. That is a part of data mining. Okay, that is a part of data mining. That how do we collect the data from website? Okay. So at the end, I will share this PPT with you. If you want, I will share this slide with you. So you can go through the slide later on also. Now, so can we move to the next part? Anything you have to ask, any doubt? Okay, fine. So I hope there is no doubt. Okay, fine. So now we are going to learn about web scraping. Now, what is web scraping? Basically, we can say it's a technique that is used to scrap the data from a website, from a web page. If there is a web page and I want to scrap that data from the web page and get that data into a file or dump that data in a database, so that is called web scraping. Like, as for example, I'll give you a simple example to understand this. Let me take an example of the current one right now. Like there are some applications in the market, like we can see that one, the Arogya Setu app. That one, basically, they every day they update something. They update that how many cases are there in the current today or yesterday till today, how many cases are there, how many active cases, how many recovered cases, like all these cases they discuss. So basically, suppose I want to make that application for with my name, suppose, and what I want that in that application, it should display the current data, that how many current number of cases are there. Okay. So for this, what I have to do, I have to basically find out that information daily, and I have to update that in the application. So doing this thing daily will be a very tedious task. Like suppose if I take an example of this website, on this website, every day they update this data, every day. Okay, they are updating this data, then how many cases are there in these different states. Now I want to display the same thing in my application. Okay, So I don't have the access of the database of this website. So I cannot display it directly. I cannot do that because I don't have the access of that. So what I can do is, if I can write a code, and with the help of that code, whenever I will execute that code, it will simply scrap this data from this web page, this complete data from this web page, and store it in my database. Okay, store it in my database. And from that database, the data will be displayed in my application. So basically, I have to work only one time. I have to write a code only one time for this web page, and just I have to execute that code every day. That's all. And I will be getting the data in my database. So this is called web scraping. You are scraping the data and you are displaying. Like there are lots of applications where they show you the live cricket score, right? So basically, how they do? There is no person who is updating there. There is that information is basically captured from some website and they are displaying it there. Okay, so that is the meaning of web scraping. And it's not like that you can scrap the data of any website. No, it's not possible. Maybe there are some websites whose data cannot be scrapped. Now, what are these websites? The first website that where it asks you to log in. Suppose if I have to display this data and they say that you have to log in to display this data, then I cannot scrap that data. So that data cannot be scrapped where the login thing is there, where you can see the data without, with login. Okay. Other thing, it's very difficult to scrap a live data also, like live cricket score or something. We use different other techniques to use that, but generally in a simple way, you cannot do that. And the third thing, if your data is displayed with the help of JavaScript, like there are some websites where maybe you can see the data here without login, but still you cannot fetch it. Still you cannot scrap it because that data is displayed by a JavaScript. So how do you know that whether I can scrap that data or not? So if the first step to check, suppose I want to scrap this data. So basically, the first thing that you have to check is that either this data is present in the source code of this page or not. Now, if I have to see the source code of this page, I'll simply right click and click on view page source. Okay. So this is the source code of this complete page. So if this data is present in the source code, suppose if I am copying this and if I am pasting here, see, you can see the data is present here. So if the data is present in the source code, then you can definitely scrap that data. It's possible to scrap that data. But if it is not present in the source code, you cannot scrap that. So this thing you have to check at first whenever you scrap any data. Okay. So this is called web scraping. So I hope the concept behind the web scraping is clear to all. So basically we use this to collect data because as a human, it will be very difficult to copy and paste this data every day in our database. It's very difficult because previously there were some people who were hired for this kind of purpose, and like you must have seen work from home or like lots of things are there, copy paste work or something. So previously these works were very famous, like they pay you 5 rupees, 10 rupees per data, right? But nowadays it can be done in very easy manner by programming on something. So they don't hire this kind of people now because that can be done in a very easy manner. Okay, they just hire a technical person who write the code for these things, and every day it will be done automatically. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how to do this thing, how to actually scrap this thing. So tell me, all of you, see, basically I have planned to tell you about the Amazon website. It is coming like this. Okay, so first of all, let me show you the Amazon. Suppose if I go to the Amazon website, okay, and if I go to any product, let me go to any product like okay, so let's suppose I'm going to this mobile, okay, and if I scroll down, you will be getting the reviews, user reviews of this mobile. This is my user reviews, okay. So if I scroll down and click on see all reviews, I will be going on the review page only. See, now I am getting the reviews here. Oh my God, how this person get time to write this long review? Okay, so I want to scrap this data. Suppose we can scrap this also. We can scrap the customer name. We can scrap the product title, the review title, how many stars he or she has given, what is the date, and what is the complete review. So tell me, what do you want? I want the, like, I was planning to do this. So which one you want to tell me to explain? Either this website or this one. Tell me, like, let me see the majority. Those who will tell, I will do that thing. See, if you understand this one, you can do this one also. Both have the same concept. All the website have same concept. Okay. Just tell me which one should I demonstrate, this one or this one? I want from your side. Amazon. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's do the Amazon one. Okay, fine. So if you also want to do the practical with me, you can also do. Okay, so I'll tell you how to do that. So I will come back to this website. First of all, I will tell you about the software, the interface, the IDE where you write the code. See, right now you do not have to install anything. We have one online editor and we are going to code in Python programming language. Okay, so we are going to write the code in Python programming. So for Python programming, we have an online editor that will do your work, where you can simply open in the browser and where you can write the code. And that is developed by the Google. Okay, so you can simply search Google Colab. You can search on Google Colab, and this is the basically ID. That's a notebook kind of a thing that is created by the Google, and whatever the file you will be creating here, that will be saved in your Google Drive. So it will ask you to log into the your Google account when you will create a new file here. Okay, so my system is already logged in, so I'll simply go to this website. And if your system is not logged in, you will not get this pop-up window. If your system is not logged in, yes, if your system not logged in, you'll not get this pop-up. So let me cancel this. And if your system is not logged in, you will get a page like this. And in the top right here, in the like here, in place of this share button, you will be getting a sign in button. So you have to just click on that sign in button and you have to sign in with your Google account. Okay. After sign in, you can go to file and click on new notebook. New notebook. Okay. So basically it has created a new file, a new notebook file where you can write the code. Now this is the name of my file. And the extension of the file is IPYNB. That stands for Interactive Python Notebook. Okay. So let's give the file name as Amazon Web Scraping. Give today's date. Enter. So now my file is saved. Now, to make it easier, what I will do is what I'll do right now. I'm going to share the link of this file. Okay. You can open this link in the new tab. And whenever I'll write any code, you can just reload that page. So whatever I will be writing, you will be getting my code on that page. So if you're doing with me, you can copy and paste my code to save your time. Okay. So I have shared the link on the chat. You can see the chat and you can get the link from there. Okay. And you can keep this link for your reference. Now, this is a cell where you write the code. Okay. So I hope you all have the basic knowledge of Python. So I'm just considering that you have the basic knowledge of Python. Okay. So now, so first of all, we will import the library that we will use to scrap that web page. So the library that we will use is import request. Basically, this request library is basically used to request a page to hit a URL. Like if I have to get the source code of this page, I have to use the request, because I already told you that data should be present in the source code. Okay. So I have to get this complete source code to scrap my data. So to get this source code, we will use this library that is request. Okay. And for doing the web scraping, we have the library Beautiful Soup. That is a very famous library. Beautiful Soup. To run this code, either you can click on this black button, and through this you can add a new cell like this. Okay. Or the shortcut for running and adding a new cell at a time is Shift plus Enter. You can press Shift plus Enter to run this. So it is moving right now. That means it is running the code right now. The first time it will take some time to run the code, hardly 15 seconds. Okay. Then after that, it will be run very fast. Yeah, just a minute. Acha, I have given the wrong spelling. Yeah, so my library is now imported. Now coming to this website, so I have to scrap this data of this page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this link to all of you. You can also use the same link. Okay. You can take the link from the chat. Now see what we are going to scrap from here. See, here it is showing the average review. Here it is showing the top positive and top negative review. Okay. And you scroll down. From here, the reviews start. So there are total 10 reviews in this page. If you see, there are total 10 reviews in a single page. So we are going to scrap this review. Okay. So what can we scrap here? We can scrap the customer name. So we'll scrap the customer name. That is the first data. Secondly, we'll scrap this title, the second data. Third one will scrap this, how many stars he has given. Fourth one will scrap the date. And the fifth one will scrap the complete review. So this 5 data we are going to scrap of this complete page. Okay, so let's do it. So first of all, I will take a variable here and I'll write here URL is equal to, and in this one, I will simply give the URL which I want to scrap. Okay. So in the URL variable, I have simply given the URL of the page which I want to scrap. Now I have to request this URL. So I will take a variable here, page is equal to request dot get, and here I will pass URL. Okay, request dot get URL, and I'll simply print the page. So if we are getting the response as 200. Now this 200 is the success code. It means that this URL has been successfully fetched and we successfully get the code of this. Sometimes you may get 503 or 504. That means there is some problem in the server of the Amazon. So you have to try again till you get the response as 200. After getting the response as 200, then only you have to move further. So please be careful about this. If you're not getting 200 response, you may get 403, 404 also. When the URL is wrong, you'll get 403 or 404. If there's some problem in the server, you'll get 503, 504. But if it is successfully done, you will definitely get 200. So if you are getting 200, then you can continue, you can move further. If you're getting 200, okay? So as we all see that we got the response as 200. So we can continue further, okay? Now, if you write here page dot content, so see, this is the complete source code of my page, the complete source code, but it is looking in very tedious way, we can say, a very dirty way. We cannot understand something from this, right? So let's convert this into a proper HTML format, okay? And that will be done by Beautiful Soup. So I'll write here, soup is equal to I'll pass here page.content, comma, parser. This parser actually means it will tell the Beautiful Soup that the content that we are passing, it is a type of HTML. So it will convert the data while keeping it by keeping the mind of HTML. Basically, that how the HTML looks like, it will convert the data into same way. Okay. So if I write here now print soup.prettify. Prettify means it's a proper format of printing the data. Okay. Now you can see, now we are getting the code in a proper way that you can see here also. In the same way, we are getting the code here now in a proper way. See the complete source code that we can see of our page. Complete source code. It will be obviously very long. It's very long. Okay. Okay. So we got a source code now. Basically, if we get the source code, and we can get any data from that page, any data we can get. Okay. So first of all, tell me, are you also doing with me? Because if you are doing with me, I will wait for 2 minutes so that you can complete this. Or should I continue? Tell me. Yeah, please respond. Continue. Okay, fine. Okay. So now as we all see that in the soup variable, we got all my data, all the source code. Now coming to the data that we want to scrap. So suppose first of all, I'll go for the name. I want to scrap this name. So see, if you go and search this name in the source code, it will be very difficult because we can have multiple names, the same name at multiple places. So it's very difficult to find out whether this is my actual place or not. So to make it simple, what we will do is, I will right click on this data which I want to scrap. So I will right click on this data and I'll click on inspect. I'll right click on this data Pragya and click on inspect. If you click on inspect, that part of the code will be highlighted. You can see it's highlighted. That means this is the part of the code of this Pragya. Basically, what you have to do is you have to find out the tag name, that in which tag this data is present. And see, in web scraping, your 80% of the time will be going in analyzing the website, and 20% time will be going in writing the code. Because writing the code is not difficult part. The difficult part is to analyze and to find out the data where it is lying. That's the main part in web scraping. So if you are taking time in analyzing, that's okay. That needs to be taken. Okay. So basically, you can see that's highlighted here. So we can easily see that the data Pragya is present in the span tag. Span. It is a part of a span tag. So I'll write here. Let's suppose I'm taking a variable here, names is equal to. I'll write here soup dot select. And here in single quotes or double quotes, you'll simply pass the name of the tag. That was span, so I'll write here span. Now see, if I execute and print this code, we are getting lots of span tag. See, can we see? We are getting lots of span tag. Now also it's very difficult to find our name. So to make it more simple, what we will do is, if the class is present there, if the class or ID is present there, we will search the class name so that we will get the particular data. Because if there is a class name, so that can make the data unique. You'll get only that data only. Okay, so if I search by class name, this is the class. So for searching the class, you have to write tag dot class. That means I am searching the span tag whose class name is a profile name. So if I search, if I execute this, now you can see I'm getting only the names of the customer. You can see no other data, only the names we are getting. So you can see it's very simple. In just one line of code, I got all the names of that page. Now, how many names are there right now? If you see the length, it's 12. But I told that there are total 10 reviews. What is this 2 extra name? Actually, this 2 extra is coming from here. The top positive and top negative. It's coming from here. You can see the Pragya and Amazon customer. So if you see here, Amazon customer and Pragya. So these 2 names are actually repeated, and it will always be repeated in every page in every product review page of the Amazon. If you take any product, the first 2 names will always be repeated. Every time it will be repeated. So to remove this, I'll simply slice this because it is a kind of a list only. So if you know the concept of list, You must be knowing how can I slice this. So I can write here 2 colon. 2 colon means I'm starting from here 2. This is the index 0. This is the index 1. And this is the index 2. So 2 to last. 2 to here. So if I execute this, you can see now I am getting only my data only that we want. Okay. Now, later on, after getting all my data, I will remove this part also, this complete part. And I will take out only this name because this is only we want. Am I clear? Okay. Anusri Verma, yeah, tell me. You have raised the hand. What's your doubt? Tell me. You can write on the chat, or you can unmute yourself and tell me if you have to ask anything. You have to ask anything? Okay. Okay, so I don't think you have to ask. Okay. So the names is done. Now coming to the next part. I want this star. How many stars here he or she has given? So I'll right click on the star and click on inspect. So you can see the star part is now highlighted here, but we cannot see any data 5, 3 anywhere. So what I can do is I'll click on this this arrow button here, and here you can see the data. 3.0 out of 5 star. So you can see what is the tag name. The tag name is span, and the class name is Aicte. That's a class name, Aicte. Okay, so I'll simply go there. Stars is equal to soup.select span.Aicte. We can see that we got the stars. Now here, how many stars we are getting? So here we are getting 13 stars. Why? Because the first star that we can see here, 4.5 out of 5 star, this is the average rating here. You can see that's average rating. After this, we are getting this one, the positive one and the negative one. These 3 are repeated actually. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll simply write here 3 colon. So now we can get, we are getting only 10 stars. Okay. So basically we got the star, we got the name. Next one. We'll get this now. I'll right click and I'll click on inspect again. So see, now here we can see that the tag name is only span here, only span. There is no class, there is no ID. So in this case, it will be very difficult because we have lots of span data. It's very difficult to bifurcate, it's very difficult to separate this. So if you get a situation like this, anytime, anywhere, if you get a situation like this, what you do is you simply go to the parent of this tag. Simply go to the parent. So you can see the parent of this span tag is the A tag. The parent one is the A tag. That is a parent tag here. So I'll search the A tag, and you can see in the A tag we have this class. Now this is not a single class. This is one class. This is other class. This is third class, fourth, fifth, and sixth. There are total 6 class here. There are total 6 class here. Out of this 6 class, you can take any class which you feel that will be unique. So according to this name, I feel that this review title is a unique thing. It can be unique because class can be repeated in a page. It can be repeated in a page. Okay. So I can search by review title. So I'll go to the anchor tag, that is A tag. So I'll write here. I can take here title is equal to soup dot select. So A tag dot class name. Now see if I print the title. See, we are getting the reviews. Now, I don't want this A tag. I want only this because this is only our need. I want only this. I don't want this A tag. Okay. So how to get only this? See, this span is the child of this. Child of the A tag. So I'll simply give a space here. Write a span. That means this is the parent and this is a child. Now you can see I'm getting only the tags, only the tags that we want, not that extra part. Okay. So I hope this part is clear to everyone. Okay. Now coming to the next part, we want this date. We want this date. So I'll right click on this date and inspect. So you can see here that's a date. So the tag name is span and the class you can take it as a review date. You can take this review date as a class. Okay. Span dot review date. You can see I got the review. Acha, I forgot one thing. How many title we are getting here? Maybe let me see whether it's repeated or not. I think it's 10 only. So here there is no need to slice. Okay. Now here. Sorry, length of dates. So it's here 12. That means these two are repeated. So I'll simply remove this. Two colon. Yes. So now I'm getting my actual date only. Okay. Now the last thing that is left is this one. This data. Right click, click on inspect. So you can see here Here it's highlighted, but it's hidden. If I click on this arrow, we can see the data. But here also the same problem is there, in which we have find out in the title. You can see the span here. There is no class, there is no ID. That means I have to move to this tag, the parent one. So the parent is also a span only. Okay. So we can take span and we can take the class as review text content. We can take this one. So I can write here reviews is equal to soup dot select span dot class name and space span. Okay, because I'm getting the child also. So you can see I'm getting my review, and I think it's not repeated. So let me check this. Yeah, it's span only. Whether Python is required to do. Yeah, Python is basically the programming language in which, we have the beautiful loop library that is written in Python language here. So which it makes simple to do web scraping. We can do in other programming language also. But in Python, it's very simple to do this because we have beautiful soup library which make it very simple. Okay. And coming to the Python installation, if you want to work on this Google Colab, no installation is required. It's an online editor, just you need an internet. That's all. Okay. Just you need an internet and you can open in the browser and you can start coding. Right now, you have seen that I have not installed anything. That's why I choose this so that you all can also write the code right now. Okay, you don't have to install anything here. So we got the we got the complete review also. So finally, we got all my required 5 data. Your name, number of stars, then title, then date, and then review. 5 things we got it now. Okay. So if you are doing with me, please complete till here. And then I will move to the next part. We'll remove the tags and we'll fetch the actual data from this, and then we will save this into some file permanently. Okay, that thing will do. Please complete this. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Please tell me if I have to continue further. Okay, fine. Now what we are going to do is, see here we got the names. Like if I print the names, We got this name, right? So I want to fetch this data now. This one. I want to fetch this data. I don't want this tag and all, okay? So for this, I will use a loop because we have multiple data here. One by one, I have to fetch everyone. So how to get this data first? To get this data, see, suppose if I write here names of 0. See, it is giving me the first name. Okay. Similarly, if you write names of 1, you will be getting the second one. See, okay. So basically, if I have to fetch the name of any data, I have to write here dot get text, get underscore text. So you can see that I got the name here. This function is used to get the details inside the tag. So this thing we will be doing in the loop. In the loop, we will be doing this thing. Okay. So I will write here, I will take a blank list, customer name equal to. It's a blank list, and I will be appending all the names in this blank list inside the loop. So I'll write here for I in range. Now tell me how many times I will be executing the loop right now. How many times? Times 10. How 9? I said 10 times. Now we have 10 number of names. Na? So 10 times we'll be executing. Okay. So either you can write here length of names, or you can simply pass 10. That's your choice, what you want to do. Okay. Now, so I'll write here for I in range, length of names. Now here I will write names dot append. No, sorry, customer name dot append. Customer name dot append. And here I will append this name. So I will get this name. So I'll write here names of I. Names of I dot get text. Names of I dot get text. Okay. So if I execute this code, you can see now. You can see now I'm getting my name only, nothing else. I hope this is clear. That's my final data that we have to receive. Similarly, we will do it for everyone. We'll do it for everyone. Ratings, stars. Okay. Ratings dot append, and here I will write stars of I dot get text. Done. You can see. Now, can anybody tell me if I have to get only this? I don't want this complete one out of 5 star. I don't want this. How can I get only this, not this out of 5? I don't want this. I want only rating, only the value, how much he has given, 3, 4, something like this. I want that only. How can we do this? Tell me. Anyone? It's a simple concept of a list. Append stars. No. See, I'll tell you. See, if I write here, ratings of 1, it is giving me this value, right? If I want only this, huh? Somebody is saying something.
नवनीत इसने देखो इसकी लिंक तो अलग AHBS अपन याद है लास्ट में शेयरिंग लिख रहे हैं हाँ इसकी AHBS और ऊपर वाली एक और लिंक है नवनीत इसके ऊपर देखो नहीं इसके ऊपर
Mute yourself, ma'am.
और
Okay. Yes, so I was saying that ratings of 1 is giving here 4.0 out of 5 stars. Okay. Now, if I want only this data, I can do in 2 ways. There can be 2 ways. The first way, you can slice it. See, if I write here 0, I'm getting 4, right? If I write here 0:2, so you can see 4 point, I'm getting here 4 point. That means from 0 to 1. If I write here 0:3, you see now, I got here 4.0. So this is one way, okay? And the other way that you can use here, you can write here dot replace, and I will replace this data with blank. I'll share the link. Okay, with blank. So you can see. So both are giving me the same result. So either you can use this way or you can use this way. That depends on you. Okay. So you can use anyone. So I can write here 0:3. So now, wait. Sorry, not here. It will be written here. Yeah. So you can see now. Now I'm getting actual rating only. I hope I am clear. Okay. So ratings is done. So the next one was the title. So let's go for the title. So I will take a blank list for title. Okay. For I in range length of title, review title dot append, and here I will write title of I dot get text, and I will remove this one. So that's my review title, you can see. Okay. Now coming to the date part. No, ma'am. It will be working on any of the browser. I think in Internet Explorer, it will give a problem. But in other browser, it will definitely work. For I range dates. That's a date. Now I don't want this reviewed in India on this. I don't want this. So I can replace this value. I can write here dot replace this data with a blank data. See, now I'm getting only my data only. The actual data, the actual date only now. Okay. So let me do the last one, that is review details. Reviews. Yeah. Now here we can see that we are getting /n here in the beginning and at the end also. See, at the beginning and at the end we are getting /n. Okay, so either you can use replace function to remove this, or if you have the data in the end only, either in the beginning or at the end only, then you can use the function that is called strip function. First of all, let me tell you about strip. See, I've taken here one hello one. So if I write here str1 dot strip 1, so it will strip 1 from both hand side. Okay. If you write here L strip, it will remove only left side. See, only left side. If you write here R strip, it will remove it from right hand side. See, but if 1 is present here, this 1 will not be deleted. See, this 1 will be present. If you write strip here, this 1 is still present here. So if you want to remove this one also, then you have to use replace function. But we can see that /n is present in the end only. Okay, so we can write here strip function. I can write here dot strip, and I can give here /n. Go on. Okay. There are some space also, so you can give a space like this. Now the space is also gone. Okay. So now finally we got the data in a proper way, in a proper list. Now we don't have the extra tags and all. Okay. That's how you scrap the data. Now we got the data in 5 different lists. Okay. So the list is your customer name, ratings, then we have title, then we have date, and at last we have details. Okay. So we got this 5 data. Now what we can do is we can save this file into a CSV file. That is a kind of a comma separated file that you can open in the Excel in the tabular form. So for converting into CSV file, first of all, we have to convert this into data frame. Data frame is a kind of a data type which display the data in the form of a tabular form, in the form of rows and columns. Okay. So I can write here, I can import one library for that, for creating data frame. Import pandas as PD. That's a library, pandas library. Okay. So I'll write a df that stands for data frame. It's simply a variable name. So PD dot data frame. So here we have created a blank data frame. This will create a blank data frame. Okay. You can say a blank or empty data frame. Okay. Now I have to add some columns here. So for adding a column, you have to write here df of column name. So let's suppose the column name I want as the first column name is date. I want the date column. Okay. So I will write here the data that is review date that I want to store. So if you print the df, you can see I got the first column with all my dates. See. Okay. Similarly, you will do it for all. You can write here customer name, and you can give here customer name. See, we got the customer name also. Okay. Similarly, you can write here ratings. See, we got the ratings also. Okay. Then review title. See, we got the title also. Last, review details, or you can say simply reviews. So you can see that we got the data in a proper tabular form. And here the index is starting from 0. So what we can do is, we can make it to 1. We can write here df dot index is equal to df dot index plus 1. So now it's starting from 1. Okay. So you can see how easily we have scrapped the data and we have stored in the tabular form. Now the last thing, we will export this into CSV file. So I can write here df dot to underscore CSV, and you can give the file name here customer, or you can say Amazon underscore customer underscore reviews dot CSV. So if I execute this, done. So if you click on this right left hand side, this folder icon, Swapna, are you want to ask something? You raise the hand. Do you want to ask anything? So you can see that I got the file here. I'll click on these 3 dots and you can download in your system. Download. And if I open this file, so you can see we got the data here. Okay, so we got it. So here we got only 10 data. After some time, I will after this, I will be telling you how to fetch the more reviews. Like here we got only 1 page review. So first of all, complete this, all of you. If you have any doubts still here, you can ask me now. I'll give you 5 minutes. So if you have any doubts regarding this complete one, you can ask me now. Clear, okay. And see, once you have written this code, now you can take any page of the Amazon. It's not like that it will work only for this one. No. See, if I go to the another product, suppose I am going to this laptop one. Let me go to this laptop. If I scroll down, and if I click on see all reviews, and if I copy this link, and if I paste it here, and if I execute all the codes again, you can go to runtime and you can click on run all. So can you see? I got the laptop one also. No change in the code. Same code we have done. Just we have changed the URL and we got the review for this laptop. See, no change. That means you have to write only one time. And every day you can change the URL of the product and you can get the review. Okay. So now what I will do is, first of all, I will make this a very simple. I will make it in a single cell. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me open this link again. So that I do not have to scroll it again and again. Yeah. So what I will do is, I'll make it in a single place. So first of all, what we do, we get the URL. So I'll write here URL. Okay. Then what we do, we request this. Then we convert into beautiful soup. No need to print. Then we write this. Okay. Then we write this. Then got hang. Title, dates. Okay. In the loop, I'll give a common, so I'll write here 10 so that I do not have to take a different loop. Okay. Ratings. Review title. Review date. Review details. Okay. And after this, okay, so I made in a single cell. So just I have to execute this part and this part. Okay. And let's make the data frame on also. God. Yeah. So now just I have to execute this 3 cell and I will get my complete review. See. Now why I have taken this, because I have to explain you something in this. Like here what we are doing is we are just scrapping only 10 reviews, right? Because we are taking only single page. But it can have multiple pages also, right? Let's suppose how many reviews we are having. We are having 78, I think, review, right? That means near about 7 pages we are having, right? 7 or 8 pages, right? 7 or 8 pages. I'll take an example of 5 page. I want to scrap 50 reviews, 50, okay? That means I have to go till 5 pages, 10 reviews on each page. So see, if I click on the next page, just see the URL. In the URL, there is one parameter here, page number is equal to 2. If I write here 1, it will open me the previous page. See, that's a previous page. Yes, Rana, the first customer name. And if you see here, yes, Rana, there's a previous page. So if I click on page number equal to 3, it will take you to the 3rd page. Okay. Similarly, we will be moving to the 5th page. So what I will do is, I will copy this complete URL with page number, and in place of this URL, I'll give this. Okay. Now here, right now, let's write here page number 1. So that means I have to execute this complete code in the loop, right? And just we have to increment the page number, and that will do our task. Am I clear what I'm trying to say? What I will do is, First of all, we will take this one. Let's define a new blank list. Okay. Let me give a heading here. Scrapping multiple pages. Okay. Scrapping multiple pages. So, what I was saying? So here I've taken a complete new one. Then I will copy this complete code. I'll write here for, let's suppose I'm writing here J in range. I want 5 pages. So I've taken here 5. And every code I will be writing inside this loop. Like this. Now what other change you will do, or is it okay? Anybody can tell me the change, or is it okay? Tell me. In place of this 1, I'll write here plus string of J. That means we are incrementing the page number. Okay. That's all. So if I execute this, where I've given the indent, just hold on. Achha, here I've given extra. It should be here. Yeah. Now see, whenever you get this kind of error, list index out of range, this means there is some place where you get 503 or 504 error. That's why the loop stopped there only. It doesn't get 10 data because we have given here 10. So it doesn't get 10 reviews. That's why it has given. So if you print here customer name, see till here we get it, but after this the server stopped responding and we get this. Just a minute. Why the names are repeated? Wait. I have taken a blank. Wait, let me. Now it's completed. Now it doesn't give me the server error. Yes, now. Yes, Rana, BM. Okay, the first one is repeated only. I think he has given 2 times. Okay, here this is repeated. Acha, we actually, every time you have to execute, see, wait, I will take this one inside this. That will be much better because it is taking the previous data also. Yes. See, that's a server error. I will tell you how to resolve this server error also. In case if you get this kind of error. Now it's done. Now if I print customer name, you can see now. Now I'm getting total length of 50. Okay. 1 second. Acha, see, I've done a mistake here. We have to execute the page number from 1 to 5, right? So I'll write here 1, 6. Am I clear why I've done this? Because it was taking a page number 0 also. That's why actually this thing is repeated. Because for 0 and 1, it is giving the same page. Okay. Now if I execute this, now if I print customer name, now you can see now I'm not getting the repeated data. Can you see all of you? So I got 50 names. So if I execute this code, this pandas code after this, so the 50 data we can see now. See, we got 50 reviews. Am I clear? Now, sometimes, like the error that we got here, sometimes we were getting server error. Why? Actually, because when it was calling this URL, in place of 200, he got some other response. So if you get some other response, the list will be blank. This soup in this one will be blank. In case of blank, obviously you'll get that error. So what you can do is, whenever you get that one, what we say, 503 or something, you can break or you can continue the loop. You all know now what is continue or break the loop. Either you can break or you can continue. Okay, so I'll tell you how to compare that condition. See, right now the page value is this response 200. Okay, so tell me, if I have to compare this 200, how can we compare this 200? Anybody? Tell me. I have to compare that the response is 200 or not. See, we can use a simple concept of string. See, right now, if you see the type of page, it's response. So can we convert into string and then we can compare? We can write here. Response equal to string of page. See, now we can simply, we can say strip this and we can get 200. So tell me, how can we get this 200 only? See, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think from 10. If you take 10, I'm getting a bracket, so I have to take 11. From 11, I'm getting this. So 11 to 14. See, so now you can compare this, that if response is equal to 200, then only perform this all task. Otherwise, don't do it. In that case, you will never get the error. You'll never get the error. Am I clear what I'm trying to say? So you can write this code here. Let me separate this so that it will be a separate code. So I can write here, after this page, I can give a here, and I can write here, if response equal to 200, then only do this. Otherwise, don't do this. That's all. Now, whenever you will execute, you will never get a server error now. Never you will get a server error. Okay. So this was all about the web scraping. So I hope you all understood this. And in a similar way, you can scrap the data of, see, right now I got only 40 data because in one page, there was a server error. That's why it has skipped that page. Okay. But we didn't get the error. Okay. And you can do one more thing. You can store that error page. You can write here error equal to blank. And if response is equal to this, you can write here else error dot append, and you can print the value of j. Like if there is an error, it will append that value in the error, so that we will be able to know that which page it has skipped. So if you see the error, okay, so right now it had skipped the 4 pages only. Oh my god. Just a second. If it is taking 4 error right now. Okay, now it is giving 3. So due to some error in the Amazon server, it is skipping some of the pages every time. Okay, no problem. Right now, maybe, see, right now there is a complete error. So you can store the error, you can see just later on. Am I clear now? That's all. So you can get this link. And for your reference, you can go to file and download this file. Download this IPONB in your system for your future reference, okay? And I will share the PPT also if you want. Just a minute. Okay. I've sent the PPT on the chat. You can check the chat for the PPT. You can download it from there. Okay. So this was all about the web scraping. So any doubt? Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So that's all for the web scraping part. And in the next session, I will be teaching you about natural language processing. Okay, thank you so much, all of you, for your feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Umang sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this is all for today's session. बस सर दिस इज ऑल फॉर टुडेज सेशन आई सपोज है ना आज इतना ही सर है
नेचुरल प्रोसेसिंग
हाँ okay dear participants, then we will continue tomorrow's session at 11:30 a.m. So we'll end the meeting now. We will meet tomorrow at 11:30. The link will be shared to you for tomorrow's STTP session. Thank you.
Ma'am, tomorrow my timing is 11:30, na?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow, Umang sir will be going to take session at 11:30. Sir, link आपको सब भेज देंगे.
Okay, मैम डिफरेंट लिंक होगा.
हाँ, नहीं लिंक आईडी से एक होगा, पर एक बार हम शेयर कर लेंगे सर आपसे.
ओके ठीक है. ओके फाइन.
एक बार पार्टिसिपेंट्स के साथ भी शेयर हो जाएगी, तो वो. ओके. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, bye all of you. Take care and have a nice day. So thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll end the meeting now. Thank you. The feedback link is already shared on the YouTube chat and Zoom chat also. So please fill the feedback link.